is human trafficking. You're making documentaries, but then you don't call out the human trafficking that you supposedly saw. I call bullshit. And by the way, this big evidence is Andrew Tate. You know, there's literal human trafficking in the right. Are you talking about, again, the merchant right or what? I had to look him up. Total cheeseball. He's the half black, half English kickboxer guy. He was very MAGA. He hung out with people like Tommy Robinson, Cernovich, Jack Posobiec. So maybe in those circles, something's going on. Spent time with all those people. Nice one. All Zionists. Also, Jordan Peterson's daughter was dating this. Yes.
Do you remember this
guy?
There was a couple of photos way back floating around when she had this. I think he was Russian born, Alexei or something
Romania.
like that.
This guy is Romania.
Okay, well, I don't think so. But anyway, they're in Romania when this photo is taken, allegedly. But I'm just saying she was married to like a white guy and she had a baby with him and then she divorced him and then she hooks up with this guy, right? And there was some funny photos going around about that. So I guess this is what they're talking about.
This is not dissident right. So this needs to be clarified. If you're traveling in MAGA merchant right circles, that is not the dissident right. This guy's also very rich. He's got is worth more than 16 million or something, which is not very dissident right.
Look at this thumbnail that they're using for this video here too. Look at this. That's him right there. Is that Lauren down there? Let me scroll over here. Where are we here? Here we go. There we go. That's the money shot right there. Is that Lauren right there? There. That's the casting couch. That's a photo of the casting couch.
Well, what's happening is a woman is now claiming he held her at his house against her will. So there's a probe into crimes of human trafficking and rape now.
Yeah.
So because of this story, all the dissident right is human trafficking, and apparently he's the mentor of the dissident right.
Oh, okay.
And apparently we're all complicit somehow.
With this 450 lay count. And the question is, lifestyle, best country in Eastern Europe for beauties and lays is the question from Elon Musk here, right? So it's all about that. This Gollum guys, I've never heard of the guy, is like what who they were sleeping with then? She's admitting here? Because this guy has the casting couch. He was kidnapping these women, I guess. What do you... If you're hanging around with guys like this, that's on you. That's not on some political movement, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Anyway, we could listen to a few minutes more.
This is great. Look at this shot here. Oh, my God.
It's the money shot.
It's this huge organization. They're human trafficking people because of Groypers.
But I didn't say anything all this time.
No.
Now I'm going to, because maybe lefty journals will start to...
Now it could benefit me. Now it could be another grift here.
Oh, okay. That's why.
Anyways,
Here's the thing. I keep getting calls from like journalists and whatnot who want me to come forward with my story. Who I've been really private about certain names and whatnot. And the thing is, I have thought about going public with my story because I have gone to the police. I have made reports on what happened to me. But the thing is, I think I'm also in a position where I'm afraid the public is just not going to react well to it because people are going to... How to explain this, Lauren? Where if you are in a position where you have no family, you won't really have friends back home to rely on anymore. Your entire community is now this right-wing internet cesspool. And they have assaulted you. They've basically made you change what you wear, how to eat. Basically, your entire identity has been completely...
Who is it? Who exactly are you talking about here?
Who? Yeah, exactly. Drop some names here. Just give us some freaking names. Who was telling you what to? Yeah,
Gollum.
What to eat and what to wear and to lay on this casting couch.
Guy is
what is?
Hey, do you want to? Hey, I've laid with 450 women. Do you want to be 451? Oh, well, can I become someone in the right wing? Yeah, of course. You'll just have to, suck my dick.
Oh, man. Here we go. She's going to talk to journalists, right?
Oh,
looking for some redemption to get those shitty friends back.
Then the headlines write themselves, right? The far right, grooming issue.
Yeah.
Or how they're abusing. I mean, they've tried so hard for such a long time, and it wasn't kind of until the Groyper type mentality showed up that really was a wide
proud
scale,
insult thing,
a wide scale problem, you could argue, right? But that one more just they didn't want to have anything to do with girls. It was kind of more like that, right? It wasn't like but did they bully girls?
It's the same thing. The same thing I said with the Me Too movement. Why do these girls always wait? Like sometimes 10, 15 years later. Now in this case, a few years later, or whatever, a couple years later, if you saw some real stuff, if you were actually assaulted, if you were actually raped, like speak up, do something. She said she went to the police. Well, press charges. Like, be loud about it then. Otherwise, it's just the timing on it all is just very suspicious to me.
completely washed over by these people who want you to be like sort of a cartoon character. And, you know, it's gone to the point where one of the businesses assaulted you, you know, and you're in a position where you have nowhere else to go. You have nothing to do. So now I'm finally in a place of like freedom. I would like to come forward. I have been, you know, contacted by a lot of people recently to come forward, but it's just one of those things where one,
the Guardian, the Daily Beast,
I'm finally out of the situation, so I'm kind of free. But two, I feel obligated to talk about it. But at the same time, I don't think people would react well to it. It's a really scary position that I'm in.
Yeah, it's a tough spot.
What does it matter if whoever reacts?
Because all she cares about is what people think and being liked.
Yeah, but what people need to understand, like someone calling you names on the internet, like that's not real, right? I mean, you can literally just turn off the computer and walk away, and nothing will have happened to you. It's like this. Okay, well, is it a popularity contest? That's what it's been about. Well, why, if you were worried about that, why did you join the right wing to begin with?
The only thing I remember with her is that she dated Baked Alaska, and they were like really wasted and high on this one live stream. That's the only thing I saw.
I think clinically, like she's actually insane.
Yeah, she said that she had some like mental issues and stuff. I remember that as well. A long time ago, she said that. So obviously.
Yeah. So anyway, so the point also why we're bringing this up is wait for it, because there will be blanket headlines. This is what will they use alt-right? Yeah, possibly, but it will be something like the
dissident right, especially with the stuff coming out about Fuentes, and now that's going mainstream. And
so this is how they all were. This is established, and you know, anyway,
one extra minute, I think, and then we'll move on.
All right, that's fine.
And my advice to people has always been go to the police. Like, it's hard to go to.
Well, that's what I did. I did go to the police. There are reports on it. But the problem is that a lot of people think, here's the thing. I have this like idea that, if I go to the police, then, everything's going to be solved, because these people who claim they're hated by the government and that they're in danger from the government, it's absolute BS, because some of these people that you look up to, your favorite pundits, have a lot of money and a lot of power, a lot more power than they will admit.
Not the dissident right, then. You can't possibly be talking about the dissident right.
No.
Because money and power is not a part of it.
Grifter right.
The grifter merchant right. That's who you're talking about. So let's clarify that on the record. Thank you.
And again, most could there be a one-off? Yeah, sure. But if a crime was committed, then, that would be, you could see police record. You could, right? It wouldn't be like, she approached the cops, and they're just like, all right, whatever, what happened? And she's like, well, it was this guy and there's all these people and things, and, probably not laid out the best way. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, let's do this.
And the police will just brush the case under the rug.
Probably because it wasn't a crime committed then.
So it's just one of those things where a lot of people you think are being attacked by the government are losing power. It's not true. They have tons of power.
In a roundabout way, she's right, because a lot of these people are kind of being used just to be. It's the whole
Ben Shapiro.
We'll get into the Fuentes thing that happens later, but basically it's like it's basically a black hole of like. Where all the little young kids who associate themselves with the right wing can like project upon some leader shows up, right, and it's like, he's going to fix problems for us or whatever. They attach themselves to that, and then he just goes up in flames, right? And then it's like, well, they got disillusioned, they're walking away, they donated money to this guy, right? It's the same cyclical thing like happening every 3 or 4 years or so. Some new star rises up.
Richard
and then
Spencer, and then
and it's Fuentes.
And every time we always can call exactly what's going to happen. You and I always sit back and like,
see the traits.
What's going to happen here.
Come and go. And here's again. The problem. We'll get to Fuentes in a bit here, but the problem is not really like them. The problem is all the people that are like projecting upon these people, or think that they're going to be, led by them, or they're going to help, they're going to fix things for us or whatever. It's unfortunate. Look, I get it. We're so desperate need of good, decent leadership that we literally are willing to take anything, essentially, right? This kid is going to fix our issues. Here we go, right? But anyway, is a little bit more from this? Or?
We could call it quits.
Okay.
They were just kind of going on about, oh my God, the dissident right has their own language. I'm like, yeah, so does every subculture or mainstream culture. My God, so the left is creating all this Orwellian language, Yeah. And they're like, they use these terms. Anyway, moving on. How about, there's a couple.
One thing I do want to show, though, actually, real quick, is so here's Andrew Tate article here. It was not the best written. I think it's like maybe a foreign source or something, but So as you said, he was arrested, right? He beat up his wife or something like that?
Yeah, this was another story. He was arrested for that, but now he's being accused of holding a woman against her will. She says that she was held against her will at his house and raped, so there's an investigation into that.
I wouldn't